Once again, we have a macro sell-off, this time in the traditional markets mixed with the crypto markets. That's followed by a massive bounce after some news comes out that seems damning and unrecoverable, as we've seen with the new flu variant, as well as, of course, tough talk from the Fed. Now, for those of you who got offended in the last video that I said the flu, it's because if I say the C word, YouTube flags the video, so I'm not going to do that. The point is, every time we've seen news-based sell-offs, now in the traditional market, mixed with the crypto markets, it seems as though this has just been whale manipulation trying to con the little man out of his coins or her coins. The reality is that we're seeing that news and dumps, when paired too perfectly together, tend to smell suspicious. And this insane bounce, both in traditional as well as crypto markets, has me curious. Today, we're going to talk about why I think this is some massive manipulation, as crypto looked like it was headed to really break out into an extreme bull run. We saw it hit the skids with some massive macro news. We're going deep down the rabbit hole today. You're going to love it. So make sure you smash that like button and let's dive in. Now, immediately following this massive panic-induced extreme fear moment, and by the way, when I say extreme fear and I have these catchy thumbnails, yes, the point of YouTube is there's a bajillion videos, so I want you guys to focus on this information. I have to put catchy, bright thumbnails and interesting titles, or else the videos blend in. This is the YouTube algorithm, so if you want to hate someone because the titles and thumbnails are too extreme for you, then hate the YouTube algorithm, please. There's a reason why all leading content creators have to go this route. I didn't make the rules. If you don't like it, go ahead, dislike the video. But if you understand, smash that like button, because behind the thumbnails is extremely valuable information that me and my team break our backs trying to deliver to you on a daily basis. So with that said, let's show why I think that this was yet another instance of just whale manipulation, just like we've seen so many times now before. Look, we have Dow Jones, we have S&P, we have NASDAQ, we have the Rust 2K, of course, the official sponsor of RustFest. The reality is that we've seen this ridiculous bullish bounce, not to mention an almost euphoric bounce in crypto land, with Bitcoin now sitting at over 50K. We have Ethereum with nice momentum. We have alts that have truly had some nice moves. Spell Token, of course, getting the Coinbase and Huobi listing, along with another very interesting project you may or may not be familiar with here on this channel. And we even get confirmation that the biggest whales in the game are snatching up Ethereum. Even Suzu, who said he had abandoned Ethereum, is now scooping up now 400 million in Ethereum, and he even calls this dust. He says 100,000 Ethereum is dust for what it's worth. This is after 91,477 ETH, almost 400 mil, were taken off FTX, Binance, and Coinbase and sent to a Nansen wallet marked as 3 Arrows Capital. So essentially, Suzu, the head of 3 Arrows, has just snatched up 400 mil in Ethereum, and he says he's just getting started, right? He's just getting started. And this is after he tweets this, saying many cryptonauts want a blow off top so that they can safely sell and relax for a year. Honestly, I do. Part of me wants this so that we could just get some massive push. We can lock in some gains and we can go chill on a beach for a while and literally recover mentally, physically from the last 2 years of nonstop bull run where, quite frankly, I've been working like 16 hours a day. So it is a lot. But the reality is this is what we're here for. This is the historic moment we're here for. And yes, the max pain would be a super cycle, 3-4 years of nonstop grind, every single dump being met with an opportunity, with a new way to innovate and grow within this industry, new mainstream forces coming in to play ball. The opportunities seem almost unending right now, which is why, of course, as Facebook changes their name to Meta, as we see Jack Dorsey going full-time crypto, changing Square to the Block, bringing with it mainstream streaming music platforms like Tidal, as we see now Ubisoft today announcing that they're adding NFTs to one of their video games. It's very clear that the era of Web3 and blockchain is fast arriving. And of course, the temptation for big whales to feed into news stories like Jay Powell's tough talk on the Fed, which you better believe a lot of insiders knew were coming. You better believe a lot of big money players knew there was an opportunity to dump, short, and then buy lower. You'd be crazy to think that these whales are passing up on their opportunities to control these networks while they are still small. That's right, compared to mainstream financial entities, crypto is still a baby. And if you ask Raoul Pal or myself, this is hundreds of trillions of dollars in a market that we're heading towards in the next decade. That's 100x across the board. It would not surprise me to see gaming make up a big chunk of that. The reality is the future of the next 10 years is pretty clear. So of course, the interim, the volatility in getting there is where all the opportunities are. And the whales are not your friends. They will never let go of an opportunity to milk the cow for even more gains. Now, with that said, the question is where to go, what to do on this particular chart. Like, what are the opportunities? Of course, Ethereum remains one of the clearest and easiest stores of value to allocate towards. If you are really noobish and you don't understand this industry, Ethereum is kind of a set it and forget it way to play the game. There's just so much momentum behind ETH right now. That said, gaming is still where I think the biggest disruption is. That is where the user adoption will be. It's no question in my mind that that will stimulate the biggest onboarding of users. So of course, I'm still looking at gaming. And remember, since July, I've been saying the gaming run will come. There will be massive crashes. So be prepared to buy those crashes and that you should be looking for 5 to 10x. Of course, we smashed it with sometimes up to 50x on coins like UFO. Sandbox went over 10x. Axie Infinity had its historic run. We saw pretty much gains across the board, but nonetheless, we get the smooth-brained reply guys coming at saying that I just call it both ways. No, I don't call it both ways. I call it exactly the way it is, which is this is high risk stuff. If you really want to make crazy money, you have to be prepared for the corrections. This is also why I try not to finger too many specific coins, but I try to give you the strategies so that you can get ahead of the herd and buy into the coins with the good narratives early before they go parabolic. That's why I'm pushing at ZK rollups. I think that that's the next mega trend. And I also think that games built on ZK rollups will do very, very well. In the end, I believe strongly that YouTube is one of the biggest tools we have to onboard people into this movement. And I think the point has been proven that this channel here has created a wave of understanding around gaming and how powerful it is. I saw in the newspaper that Elon Musk's ex-wife was talking about crypto gaming becoming a financial revolution, democratizing economies. This is exactly the talking point that we want being spread around, and this channel was bringing it to you first. So to summarize, the whales are manipulating you, and there are still so many opportunities in this market. There is still huge risk of downside. There will always be in crypto, but it is temporary because the future is very clear to me. So with that in mind, we see a massive bounce here. Now, for a lot of people who might be underwater, who may have freaked out and said to yourself, wow, I literally can't think of what my life looks like if this dip continues. You're probably way overexposed. You shouldn't be putting 100% of your money into these high risk plays. Anything in crypto gaming is super high risk and new. So hey, look, if you're back up to a place where maybe you're feeling, hey, this bounce, if it continues, will really save me, maybe you should be taking a little bit of risk off. Now, does that mean that the bull run's over, can't continue? No, but if you're that overexposed that you're losing your head over a 15-20% dip, when that is literally part of the game, that is literally something I told you was not a question of if, but when, then you're really overexposed and you should look at taking some risk off. Now, that said, we are looking at the potential rise of an old new narrative, which is Cardano. This is actually one being spotted by my researcher, Crypto Ollie. Go ahead, follow him on Twitter. I shouted out his handle yesterday. The reality is that SundaeSwap is kind of the leading player here to be a DEX on Cardano. They don't have a token out here yet, but there are ways that you could start potentially earning an airdrop or earning some rewards early. So you might want to look into those. Absolutely not financial advice. All of this is super risky. Not telling you to buy SundaeSwap, but we know whatever DEX starts to lead the way on Cardano will probably get a decent market cap. That's just how it works. And of course, right now, Cardano is the laughing stock of crypto, which is usually a good time to start looking at things. I know this is the reverse psychology, the ninja psychology that you need to learn to master, which is when things look really bad, Cardano, NFTs, things that were super hot earlier in the year, those are typically good times to start sniffing around and seeing if maybe there's something there. Is this a guarantee that SundaeSwap's going to go up? No, I'm just giving you guys thought processes that I use and that have helped me continually crush the market. And a little bit of Superfarm news here. Huobi just popped in and said that they wanted to list the token. Biggest exchange in China. It's a nice surprise, pleasantly surprised here. Recently, OpenSea just hired a CFO that kind of indicates they plan to go for the IPO route, taking their company public, which means the chance of an OpenSea token is probably significantly lowered, which of course sounds super to me because there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that the biggest NFT marketplace will be fully fully decentralized on-chain and owned by token holders. NFTs are the atomic building blocks of Web3, and to me, this sounds absolutely superb as news, because that means that the marketplace that the team over there at Superfarm is building is in pole position to be the industry leader. Very exciting times. So as emotions run high, it's always important to take a breath and not panic into decision making, like selling at a big loss, for example. That's why I make these emergency streams on days like that, giving my confidence to the world to hopefully help people from avoiding what could be horrible decisions, which is once you sell at a loss and you lock those losses in, you are now off the train. Unless you immediately buy back for sort of tax optimizations, the reality is that you are off the train. And so normally what I found, and this is not a 100% rule, there's no 100% here in crypto, but I found that 90+% of the time, panic selling is by far the wrong decision. What you want to do is take profits methodically on the way up. Once you identify a really hot sector, like we did with crypto gaming, I gave you guys a plan, the 10, 20, 30, 40, to take 10% of your coins, put it into Bitcoin, 20% Ethereum, 30% stays in the coin as what we call a moon bag so that you can still ride along if there's more gains, and 40% goes into a new opportunity fund. This is a simple and easy way that you can take your 5x or your 10x and make it work for you over and over again and completely de-risk. As history has proven, each and every time we get these dips, there is a significant amount of salt out there, but I will never stop making these videos that I think help people navigate the market, and I've never been a stronger believer that Web3 and gaming is going to completely change the world. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't let the whales get you down, and keep your eyes open as manipulation is everywhere. And quite frankly, this bounce, if it continues, makes me excited that 2022 will be an extremely, extremely good year for crypto and speculators alike. With that said, I'm EllioTrades. You can find me on Twitter at EllioTrades. If you enjoyed this one, destroy that like button. I see you out there, non-likers. It's bad, bad karma. If you like the video, like the video. As always, I'll see you soon on the next one. Goodbye.